I think it's changed a lot now, right? Like back in the day, old-fashioned wise, like the drivers would have been a lot more like maybe doing things on the car or saying, but these people, like the teams you're working with, they're going to know more than you about the car. Like that's their job.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
there's a
mean?
lot
You need to rely on them.
All the
Exactly.
And you need to be able to tell them you want that to change and know that they can do it.
Exactly.
You have to kind of separate both, I guess.
Yeah, and I think, knowing, like say you've got an understeery car, all you really need to be able to say, in my opinion, is that the car is understeering. It's understeering in this part of the corner or whatever. I need more front grip or more oversteer. I don't need to be able to tell the engineer, change the camber
Take that screw off.
No, I picture you grabbing a spanner and be like, get out.
Exactly. Like, I don't need to come in and say, oh, I think we need, an extra whole front wing.
Yeah.
A stiffer rear anti-roll bar, half a degree. I don't need to be able to say that, and I'm like, it's just going to get confusing if I start suggesting those ideas. And ultimately, that's what the engineer's job is. So I don't want to sort of take away from what his job's supposed to be. So I think there's varying levels. I think some people have more or less interest in the technical side of things. I like knowing the technical side of things just so I can at least have some kind of understanding of what's going on. And I mean, in F1, it's like a lot of it's just numbers and looking at graphs and all sorts of stuff. So having an understanding of what's going on, I think, is important. But you don't need to understand it to the point where you need to start calling the shots, because that's the engineer's job. And especially in F1, you've got not one engineer, you've got 10 at the track, and then you've got another 10 back at the factory doing that for you.